إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. This is the lesson number 21 in Usool Fiqh in the English language. Today is January 12, 2026. And last time we stopped at the commentary I was making on the declarative rulings. After we finished it, the last point was the validity and invalidity and defective rulings, حكم. And I was talking about an interesting point where the talk about the causes. There are legitimate legal Sharia causes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described to do and to take in order to reach certain results in our dunya. Like physically we reach these results through these causes, and there are other causes that are the prevented causes, where it doesn't actually make us reach the goal of the intended act that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to happen. And a very clear example is the marriage, where people get married, so they reach the love and the intimate being with the woman, and they have the kids, but in a legal way, in a Sharia way, or they can reach the same this intimate and kids, but without marriage, after the wedlock, outside of a wedlock. And this will cause the society, maybe the person won't see the difference as an individual, but the societal effect, it's like a tsunami. If this is like the way that most people, individuals in a society do that, it causes a lot of problems, and we can see that in the Western civilization. However, there are many examples for that, and we talked about it and commented it last time. This time we continue talking about the causes in these comments on declarative rulings. And what I'm saying is, when we try to perform an act and take the cause and follow the way to do it, which of course the legal way we're talking about here, the intention here should actually be of the intention of the person, the legally binded person, the Muslim, the mukallaf, should actually, his intention should be to do these causes because Allah said do these causes for this reason. It is not about, he doesn't look at the results it's itself, because the result is not, first, is not in his hand. Second, it is not the what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't order the results. He ordered the causes. So in order to be obedience, what do we do? Do we intend to get to the results? No. What we do is that we intend to do the causes. It's very clear, this point. It might not be clear on people's own mind, but when you explain it, you will find it that it is clear. We actually intend to do the causes. We don't intend to our intention is not to reach the results by our intention, but our intention is to do the cause. What comes because of that, because of the causes, is going to be the result, and we will enjoy the result. But it wasn't intended in the first, in our first intention. It's a very fine point. You have to think twice, 10 times about it, because we are going to more explain this later, inshallah. Just hold on to this thought. And that's probably why like getting a position, in authoritative position, like authority, like a manager or a big officer or a leader, a president or something, this, or a governor, or this is not it should not be intended for itself. That's why in Islam and Sunnah, we do not put the people who are seeking these positions in the position they are seeking, because it won't work, because their intention is to get this this result, and then it become a legitimate cause to unlegitimate end or a result, because the intention of being in the authority position, I mean, why you want to be there? There is no reason for you to do it. It's clear from this example. But some people would say, well, yeah, but how about marriage? How about marriage? I intend to have the intimacy and the sex drive fulfilled and everything, but through marriage. So I intend to do that through marriage. Yes, and we are going to talk about that later, like I said, in a common point. So hold on to this thought. Also, there are other comments we have to make here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually, because He put the causes in order to produce certain results, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the intention, the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that these causes will get the results in place, because many reasons. I mean, the people like sane people, like rational people, would know that causes are not put in the universe like separate than anything. They are just there. So you do something and then you go away. There is no result for it. It doesn't stand on its own. It never does. So that means that the intention of the one or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who put these causes in place is to bring about the causes, the results. The other reason is that we can understand that because the causes, which is a hukm shar'i, which is a declarative hukm shar'i, was and all the ahkam shar'iyya were put in place in order to bring about good and prevent the bad. Then this directly means that the good and bringing the good is a result of doing the cause. Prevent the bad is a direct result of doing the cause or the preventer. So we know that Sharia was put in order to do that, in order to bring the good and forbid the bad. So then we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala meant by putting these causes in place is to bring about the result. The third thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put these results, these causes in place in order that, like we said, in order to bring about these causes. So then it is clear that because he put it for that reason, in order to bring about the result, so that means that it is legally meant to is legally meant by the intention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In order, otherwise, why he put it as a cause to this result? But if somebody now come and said that you said before that causes are not intended by the Shari' when the Shari', when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order the cause, because Allah, like we said, Allah ordered the cause, He doesn't order the result. So somebody said, okay, but if Allah if now you're saying two contradictions, two contradict things. You're saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He intended by the cause for the result to appear, to happen. And then you said before that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He orders the cause, He doesn't mean the results to happen. So what is this contradiction? We say, no, stop here. There is no contradiction. When we said before that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He ordered, and I'm stressing the word order, the ruling, the cause, in order, ruling the cause, He did not order the mukallaf, the legally bound individual, in order to bring about the result. He only ordered him to do the cause. So we are talking here, but when we say that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put, not ordered here, put in place the cause, His intention is to produce the result, to produce the result, the consequence. So these two fasads are one is from the side of the mukallaf, from the side of the legally bound Muslim, legally sound and bound Muslim, and the other one is from the side of the Shari'ah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is no contradiction between these two actually. So now what we are going to talk now about is, according to what we said, how do we as mukallaf, as people who are legally bound by Sharia and have to carry out the ahkam al-shar'iyyah, it falls on us to carry. How do we enter? How do we approach? Like enter is a literal translation, but how we approach the causes? How do we approach it? With what intention? With what intention? What do we do? And here we are going to answer the point we left opened a few minutes ago. In order to approach, the Muslim actually approaches the causes at three different levels, three different approaches, completely different. The first is to approach the cause considering that the cause is going to bring him the consequence on its own. There is nothing. If you put the fire into this paper, it will be burned. That's it. There is nothing. There is no other dimension to it. So causes to him are active on its own. They stand on its own in doing things. So and of course this is complete kufr. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, because the cause is not doing by its own. And hold the thought, because I can hear some of you say, oh, are you coming close to the Ash'ari? No, just wait. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاللَّهُ خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ, and Allah is the creator of everything, cause and consequence and everything, and your intention and everything. Allah said, وَاللَّهُ خَلَقَكُمْ وَمَا تَعْمَلُونَ, and Allah has created you and whatever you do. He created both of you, you and your doing. So this intention of getting or approaching or getting into causes with this understanding, with this intention that, oh, it doesn't matter, there is nothing else, it's going to happen, is actually kufr billah. And also, when we say kufr billah, it is not only a spiritual thing, guys. It's not going to get the right consequence, because how many times we see in life that people take the cause and the consequence doesn't happen. How many times? So we should actually look at those who say this like fools, like a bunch of fools who are doing kufr and they don't know anything about life and how it works. The second fasad, the second level of approaching the causes, is the general one that we all actually, mostly like 99.99%, approach the cause through this one, which is we go to do the cause because we want some consequence. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created fire in order to burn things, so we get warm. We need warmth to feel warm, so we go and lit the wood or the paper in order to get the warmth, in order for it to burn and get warm. So we actually do the causes, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bring about. It's a kind of like the sense, if you remember what we said before, that maybe now you say, what was this point you're talking about the intention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring about his intention, and his will was to bring about the consequences when we take the causes. What was that? I say, no, see here, it is part of the fitrah of humans. Like realizing this point that we mentioned a few minutes ago comes to this point here, where the people are accustomed. It's their ada, it's their norm, it's their fitrah, to understand that if I want to do this, I have to do that, and that's how it works. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did that. And maybe you say, but maybe we don't think about it. We say, yeah, you don't think about it is one thing, and being or having it in the back of your mind is a completely different thing. Because having it in the back of your mind is the fitrah, is the norm, is the ada of the custom of human beings, what they are accustomed to in their lives, to do. Take the cause, and the consequence will come. And this is the norm. This is the normal way that people approach the cause of things. The third one, and here again we have to be careful when we approach this point, that a person can approach approach the cause knowing completely that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the cause of he is the cause. Actually, it is not what we are doing, it is the cause. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the cause. So the action itself is happening because of the qudra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the creativity, because of all Allah's names and attributes. This is the manifestation. These causes is the manifestation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creation in our world for us, in order to keep moving on. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the sole creation of the consequence, not the consequence, not the cause itself. The cause itself is not what makes it. Here we say, we have to remember that this is here getting very close to the understanding of Ash'ari, where they say the cause of the cause itself does not bring about the consequence. The consequence only happens at the point of time where the cause is taken. It's just we think that it caused it. It became because of the burning happened because of fire, because we are used to see both So it's they call it the effect by like happening together or something. I forgot the phrase, but the cause is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has nothing to do with the fire. Allah creates the fire and creates the burning in the paper together. So what I'm saying is, this is the understanding. The other understanding of this point is that yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one still, because you can, like I say, we can look at this third point in two ways: the Ash'ari way, which we described, and the Ahl Sunnah way. And it's Ahl Sunnah say the same thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything. He created the cause and the consequence and everything. But there is a difference between creating it with his universal will and creating it through the action of the person by his legal sharia or legal will. And some will say, well, how sharia, how legal will make a fire get burned a paper? I said, of course, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he created the cause, he put in the cause the power to burn. So who created the power to burn in fire? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then ultimately, who created the burning? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, Al-Sunnah says that. But they do not omit in the middle the creation of the power that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in the cause in order for it to make it to make the consequence happen. They don't omit this, because like described by many of our Al-Sunnah scholars, and Ibn Taymiyyah said a lot about that, and we can say that it is even الظاهر. It is the zahir. It is what appeared in front of our eyes. It is, if we neglect this, we are in negligence of a major zahir, a major apparent thing that mahsus. I mean, you can see it, you can touch it, it happens all the time, in front of our eyes. And to deny that this cause actually makes the consequence appear, and make a distinction, this hard distinction between the cause and the consequence, as if there is a wall between them. There is a wall. The consequence, the causes happens, full stop. Then starts the consequence. From it has nothing to do with the cause. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's why the concept of Ash'ari, of the recreation of the events, it's called the recreation of events. And this is the subject of the book that's going to come, my book that's coming out of the printer, of the print house, in by the end of this week, inshallah. It actually addresses this with the approach of new scientific theories, to see that this actually, out of every single instinct and zahir, we can do. Because I went through the quantum theory, I went through the string theory, I went through the chaos theory, went through 7 or 8 of the most modern theories, and then I went back to what al-Ash'ari actually do, and how Ahl Sunnah relate these to how we understand this concept in reference to this most modern theories and everything. So, what I'm saying is, uh, the, this third point can actually be understood in the two madhab, in madhab Ahl al-Sunnah and in madhab al-Ash'ara. But what al-Ash'ara do is that, like I said, they put a wall after the cause, they stop everything from happening for a reason they created for themselves. I don't want to get into it now because it's in Aqidah, but they put this wall, they stop the cause from doing the effect or the consequence. And when we say, oh, so what happens then? They said Allah creates the consequence every single time a person do the cause. He creates it from nothing. It has nothing to do. It's only the creation of things happen. I mean, guys, this comes too close to Jabr, to the predestination kind of. It's just, although the origin of it is Mu'tazila, but it comes to the sense of a person who understands these things in a nutshell, close to Jabr, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates everything at everything. There is no cause and effect. They omit this cause and effect, and this is a step forward to Jabr, to predestination and stuff like that, you know. So so they said it, the creation is continuous. Creation doesn't stop for a split of 1/1 of a second. It doesn't stop. It keeps happening. When something hit the water, the waves has nothing to. This doesn't have anything to do with the wave that comes out of the surface of the water. The waves just get created right away. And why she said that? Because this crazy idea they have in their heads, that if we say that it is caused by the effect, it happens because of a cause, then the chain of causality will come to the first cause, and then the first cause will be infinite, infinity, and then that means there is a cause that was with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the same time, and this is shirk. I mean, so you do that because you put on your head an assumption of continuation, which they call tasalsul al-ahdath, the chain of events backwards, and that it happens to the first cause. This only comes to the mind of people who still, their brains are catching on to the universe, how our format of brain is working. We have to understand that infinity and these things, when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't apply. It doesn't apply. It's out of this. We don't know this thing. We don't know what's before that. We have no idea. We can't say this means this. No, we can't. And that's why I brought about in my book the string theory and how it relates to that. So that's it. That's the as far as the commentary on the declarative rules. We are going to conclude this the legal rulings, and we are going to get into the second the next part of our study, which is the legal proofs, the proofs of Sharia. What we had before was it was the what we had before was the rulings, the shapes of the ruling, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shaped the ruling on the two shapes, التكليفية and الوضعية. But now, how we approach these rulings then, how we approach the تكليفية rulings, how we get to know the declarative, the وضعية rulings. It's called the legal evidence, the legal evidence. And the legal evidence is defined as that which through correct reasoning leads to a report-based conclusion, whether it is definitive or presumptive, ظني, either قطعي or ظني. So it is the conclusion that a rational person and a scholar can look into it here means that proof, into that proof, in order to come up with a ruling, whether this ruling is definitive قطعي or presumptive ظني, قطعي or ظني. Now let's talk about what is definitive and what is presumptive. ما هو القطع وما هو الظن؟ What is قطع؟ القطع comes from certain. This comes to brain as a certain conclusion. It's 10 days. You have to make up for 10 days. 3 in Hajj, 7 when you go back. So there is the proof here is the example where we're saying is فمن تمتع بالعمرة إلى الحج فما استيسر من الهدي فمن لم يجد. If you make Umrah and you intended the mut'ah, it means you make Umrah and then you dissolve your Umrah, and then at the time of Hajj, and then you have to do the Hajj. Then it's called mut'ah, tamattu'. فمن تمتع, he has to do a dhabiha. If you don't have money to do dhabiha, then you have to do the siyam of 10 days. فصيام 3 أيام في الحج وسبعة إذا رجعتم تلك 10 كاملة. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said 3 and 7 is 10. There is no doubt about it. There is no way. So this is قطعي. This is قطعي in what? In dilala, in the it is قطعي in dilala, in indication. It's قطعي in indication. There is another قطعي, there is another certainty that happens, which called قطعي in sanad. قطعي in sanad, which is we are certain that it is the way it is as we read it, like in Sahih Hadith, like in the ayat al-Quran. All of Quran is certain in sanad, in chain, certain in chain. So certainty is actually two ways. One in chain and one in indication. The one in chain, like all of Quran, like hadith mutawatir, hadith al-mutawatira and stuff, al-hadith al-sahiha for most of Ahl Sunnah, and indication, certain indication, which is like this ayah we read, 3 plus 7 is 10. And there is other many. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. And Allah is capable of doing everything. This is certain in every way. There is no shadow or shred of doubt that Allah is capable in every way for everything. So this ayah is قطعي in indication. إن الله على كل شيء قدير. خلاص ما في. The second thing is presumption, which is ظن. Presumptive ruling is a ruling that you can see other ways of looking at it, but you feel more comfortable and your intellect actually goes toward or leans toward one of the two possibilities. You see it stronger for some reason of your own. You can, most of the time, a scholar can explain why. Sometimes sometimes it might be just a cognitive thing, like what Abu Hanifa used to do on qiyas. He said, no, qiyas in this is not, although it's to the first look, the qiyas goes with this ruling, but he was so good in seeing things that most of his, like Abu Yusuf and Zufar and Muhammad, Muhammad ibn al-Hasan, his companions, or his colleagues, not companions, colleagues, they won't see it. So that's why they said his colleagues used to say, when we look into proofs of Sharia, we run beside Abu Hanifa. But if we say deduct this, no one can come even near to him. So what are the examples of the presumptive ahkam? Some said, like people said, it is the hadith that is not mutawatir, or the hadith al-hasan. It's not qat'iyya. It doesn't give you the final uncontested ruling in your mind. Some people said that Ahl Sunnah, many of Ahl Sunnah said no, it actually does, and Ibn Taymiyyah and I am of the opinion of it does actually. If the conditions of the Sahih Hadith is complete, it gives you certainty, Hadith Sahih, whether it's ahad or not ahad. So Hadith al-ahad for a block of Ahl Sunnah, they say it's dhanni. It is dhanni. Mu'tazila completely refused the Hadith al-ahad as even a proof in Sharia. They said they are not, we can't depend on them in producing ahkam in Sharia. And of course this is a huge bid'ah, because most, like 95% of our hadith in Sunnah is a hadith ahad. Hadith ahad is the hadith that was narrated by 1, 2, 3, a number that didn't approach the mashhur, the famous hadith, or the mutawatir, repetitive hadith. Doesn't approach that 1, 2, 3. Some people come up to 7, some people come up to 10, and they call it ahad. It's a limited, it's a smaller number of people. I mean, if you look at Hadith ibn Umar, which is the most important hadith probably in Sharia, إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى, all are by intention, or actions are judged by intention, and a person is going to get what he intended. This is the most important, and it is Hadith ahad. It's only Sayyidina Umar in the first level, and then it became mutawatir after that. So this is this. So inshallah, next time we're going to start in the first proof. First of they are we have about 11 proofs of Sharia to study. This is the Al-Quran is the first of them, and we are going to start next time, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.